Multiplayer for Ghost of Tsushima. When those news arrived, I could not barely believe it. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is a single-player game, and then suddenly Sucker Punch does a 180 and gives us multiplayer. I mean, I'm not complaining. I like the idea because the main game is still single player, and there's no microtransactions and so on. So I'm all for this, except that I need PlayStation Plus to be able to play with others in the multiplayer. But you can still play the multiplayer solo if you like, and if you like punishing yourself, because oh man, the story. I haven't played all the story campaigns, story missions yet, and I have not played them on any other difficulty than Bronze, the ones I have done. So yeah, they're not easy. And survival, deep breath. Zen, I am Zen. Yeah, deep breaths in survival. I mean, it's doable, but you can't. I wouldn't say you can do all the 15 waves solo, but who knows? I might be wrong on that one. Maybe when you're max level and you do the bronze or the easiest difficulty, I don't know. But I tried so far and I can't even complete wave 1 because, or no, wait, scratch that. I did complete wave 1, but I could not complete wave 2, and I'll get to that in a minute. But right now, let's jump right into Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode. When loading into Ghost of Tsushima's Legends mode for the first time, you get to choose a class. This class will be with you until you reached about level 8 or rank 8, where you get to choose another class. And then you need to rank up to another 7 or 8 ranks before you can choose the next one. And this can be done with any character or the other class you just unlocked, so it's fairly balanced in that way. The game, the mode, I should say, sorry, is very supernatural and different from single player. Mostly the difficulty is a step up from normal, I would say. I played on normal when I played the story, and this is a big step up. The story missions that I play mostly on the easiest difficulty is very different from normal. Still fun to play, and I enjoy the challenge somewhat. It can get really frustrating at times. Oh my god, these supernatural enemies can be really annoying. But I will survive. I will complete this story, even though something I will get to later in the video is gonna show you how annoying it can be. Of course, we do have these demons here that are really annoying with their flock of birds that you can barely dodge, but it gets worse, trust me. Now, each story mission is in 3 parts, or 3 chapters if you like. If you die in one of the chapters, you just restart in that chapter. You don't have to redo the first two or the first chapter. You don't get to restart from the beginning. So that is good. Unfortunately, of course, enemies also do respawn. The game can give you some checkpoints, I guess, if you completed all the mission objectives in chapter 1, and then you get another mission objective in that part. You can get to you do get to restart at that point. So, well, sometimes. I'm not gonna say that you do get to do it every time, but in many cases you do. So the difficulty is a bit minimized by that, and I do think that's great, because otherwise it would be a chore. It can take about 15 to 30 minutes to complete a story mission. And when completed, you just step through the Torii gate, and you get to see your achievements and how long it took, and your rewards, and your level, or rank, I should say, sorry. You can also see some other stats, like how many kills you did, and what kills you made, and so on, how many times you died. And when you get back to the menu, you can equip your new equipment that you hopefully got. That's hopefully a bit better than what you had. Now, the equipment you get is fairly random. The missions do say what you can get, but it's fairly random between what rank they are. But I think the rank is at least based on what rank you are, so it will be higher than what you are most of the time. But the quality of it will differentiate. Also, when you go back, you can also check out your techniques and maybe buy or upgrade, change different, I would say, passive abilities. Or you can also change the look. You have several different kind of cosmetic items. It's the word I'm looking for. But these are you can only pay for these through the game, so there are no microtransactions. You get the currency through playing, so no microtransactions, don't worry about that. And there are some nice way of customizing your character through this. I would have liked the option of more than one different alt, but could be worse. Also, the loot is shared between classes. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but it's not too bad. And by that I mean, if you pick up if you have a moon sword, or moon katana, sorry, that moon katana is also gonna be on on all your other characters, and they can wear the exact same items without interfering with each other, so that's cool. There are quite a few different modes you can play, but survival is one of the bigger ones, I would say. So far I have not tried playing with others in this, but I will at some point. But for now, this is a solo review, I would guess. Yeah, solo review. Now, some story missions do have actually some bosses as well, which is a nice addition, actually. I was a bit cowardly, I would say, against this boss, because I went back and forth, pinning down his HP. And after a quick loading screen and a short cutscene, you get into the map. And this is where the fun begins. In survival, it's a bit different. You don't get to start at a place and then build up a defense or something, and then the waves start coming, but you start off by having 3 points to capture. And these points are, of course, all guarded by enemies. Now, these points are quite well guarded, actually, much more well defended than I thought they would be when I started this. But after some stealthy takedowns and some good shooting with arrows, I gotta say, I really learned to use the bow and arrow much better after playing in multiplayer. I've used the arrow very much. I am playing the hunter, so that's might be it. The hunter isn't better at aiming with a bow or anything like that, as far as I know. But I do love using the bow because it's an effective way of removing enemies, and the AI is not smarter in this, but they're not more stupid either. But they do tend to the enemy bodies disappear, so they don't have any bodies to detect or find. So that is a major advantage to the player. Now, don't worry about losing ammo or things like that, because there are ammo offerings, they call it, that you can pick up, and health barrels that you've seen. But also this thing that I'm not sure what it is, but I did notice that when I killed enemies I got this kind of thing that I can later use on this thing. Whatever. Well, when you capture a point, it's easy enough to just stand in a circle and to get captured. And you might want to prepare some defense if there are any explosive barrels close by. That can help you a lot. And most of the abilities that you see in single players is also present here in multiplayer, like air assassination or assassination through doors, and other things like some of the smoke bombs and such things are abilities in this. So there's that. Now, after capturing all the three, you get you get to the first reward tier, and for me this is the only way I have gotten any, well, rewards from survival so far. Be warned that the enemy does come to take all three locations at the first wave as well. They start off at one location and then they just spread out. Oh, and you can't block arrows in multiplayer, which kinda sucks. I can live with it, but archers are really annoying. They do call out, just like in single player, but still. Oof. Now, when a location is taken by the enemy, you lose a bit of your maximum health, but you don't seem to be able to take over or take back that location either, because as far as I could tell, this circle was gone at this location when it was taken, so that's too bad. Now, I am thinking that maybe you can defend just 1 point. I mean, you only defend 1 point through the entire wave 1 and wave 2. You only focus on one location. This could be done, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It's a tactic that I will try, but I'm not certain it will succeed, nor am I very positive at it that it will succeed, but I will still try. Now, as for survival's difficulty again, it is difficult. This I have only gotten to wave 2, as I said, and the enemies started out fairly minimal. No archers, just melee enemies, no big ones, and I took care of them fairly easy, but sooner or later you will get overwhelmed, and that's when things start to fall down. Mostly your health, because when you have lost two defense points, you only have, well, like half HP when you're full, and unfortunately there aren't as many health barrels as I would have liked. So didn't take me too long to fall, and when you're fallen once, it's done. You're done. It's the survival challenge is done. You don't get any more revives or anything like that. unless you have a Ronin class, because they can revive their allies with their class ability. Or ultimate, sorry. Now after survival you can just pick up your things that you got and then it's done. That's survival.
Adventure of the ghosts.
Now, this location that I recently got to has a funny little twist to it. Really funny. The enemies can only be revealed by lightning strikes. Oh yes. You can see some silhouettes of them when there are no lightning strikes, because otherwise it would be impossible, but generally they are revealed by lightning strikes. Now, this is a very nice twist, but when playing solo this can be really annoying. The enemy can still be assassinated and taken out by arrows, but it's still really difficult. Now, I recommend looking at if you can see where the sword is on the spirit, you can see in which direction they're facing, because the swords are always on the left side of the character. So then if the swords are on the right side, they're moving towards you. Now you know. I hope that helps. I've been Swippy92, and I hope you have a great life, and I hope to see you in future videos. Bye bye!